Working on the set of Matched was was probably one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life. Just because everybody on that set was probably so, like, had such great imagination and had such great input on every scene. It was probably the most collaborative thing I've ever done. And I think that just even showing up and just seeing everybody was more of like, I felt like I was back in like in high school in a way, where like you guys really were just fucking around and really didn't, there wasn't a sense of overarching seriousness, like, oh my God, we're making a movie, everybody be quiet. Like, it was so fun, and it was such a fun, loving environment. And I think that's really what helped me sort of dive into this character who has absolutely no filter and has zero fucks given kind of an attitude. So I loved it. I think working on the set was probably some of the funnest stuff I've ever done. Working with a first-time director, and I hate saying that term because I think it's you know, I think when you're saying somebody's aspiring, it's sort of like, you know, you're not giving them their due credit of already being that thing. But working with Sal is probably the most organic experience. He isn't that kind of guy where you're not allowed to make your own choices, where you stick to the script, and if it's not on the page, it's not on the screen kind of a deal. And I found that to be very nurturing as a creative and as an artist, as something that you can just, you know, being with someone who's so malleable and so flexible with you and allowing you to make decisions and being bold, and even if it means going off script or completely improvising the whole thing and not necessarily, you know, striking you down. I mean, obviously keeping you in a lane of like, all right, this is where we're going, this is where the scene is headed, and this is the story. So try and keep it with that. But I think that having somebody who understands an actor and tries very hard to get into your headspace as well, and allows you to be your true artist self is something that's incomparable and is invaluable to me. So yeah, I think working with him was probably one of the funnest things. He's honestly just a great guy, and he's always so passionate, and he's always so caring about everybody on set. He always made sure everybody was taken care of, and if everybody was happy, if anybody was hungry, they were fed. You know, he really did care about the project. Funny part about my audition is what really attracted me, first of all, was I loved the aspect of the online dating scare, because I think everybody's been through online dating. I think everybody's had an online dating profile at one point in time in their life, whether it was a joke or whether it was for 5 minutes or 5 years, somebody's had one. But I think the fact of someone actually going on one of these dates, being catfished, yeah, okay, that happens. But the fact of the girl that catfished you being so unstable and so disappointed and so just heartbroken that she sets out to destroy your life kind of a deal, I found that to be very intriguing and very very fun to read about. And also, the funny thing about my audition was I auditioned for two things. I originally applied to be Dylan, Sean's character. So I originally applied for that, and then Sal emailed me back and said, hey, you know what, can you audition for Kyle instead of Dylan? And I was like, yeah, all right, sure, like, why not? Let's figure it out. I read the script for Kyle, and I was just like, yes. It was such a fun character because there was no filter. It was like you could embody the epitome of a douchebag. You were given full permission to be the biggest douchebag you could possibly be, and go into that part of yourself that, because I'm a very shy person, you know, I'm not the most you know, I'm loud and I'm exciting and I enjoy talking to people, and I'm very extroverted in a lot of ways, but I'm not the kind of guy that actually knows how to go up to a girl and hit on her or do that. I'm just like, hey, yeah, I'll talk to you if we're talking, you know, and if I like you, I like you, you know. I'll compliment you and stuff, but I'm not that kind of aggressive, you know, pickup artist kind of a guy. But Kyle is the epitome of that guy that shows up at the bar and has this exuding confidence, even if it makes him look like a fool. He thinks he looks like a badass. So I think it's great. And that was something that I really really enjoyed about the character and really what attracted me to Matched in general. I identify with my character because there is a sense of, there's a Kyle in everybody. There really is. There's a Kyle in Dylan. There's a Kyle in Arielle's character. There really is a Kyle in everybody. You know, it's that person who's sort of I just want to have fun. I really don't care about what we're doing. I care about it, but it's not so important to me as if I was running the company. You know, Kyle is very much so in a laid back position for the first half of the movie, first, 60-70% of the movie. So that for me was identifiable because I find it very easy to be laid back, and I find it very easy to not give a shit. But also there are moments where I'm very terrified, and I'm very much so like my vibe can switch in 5 seconds if something snaps and I have to be serious and shit hits the fan. So I think that I identify with Kyle in a way that is so much about just having fun with things. And if a girl likes you, Why are you going to question it, But also, yeah, there is a part of me that there is a seriousness to everybody, that the act can be dropped, like that when shit hits the fan, when it comes to people you love or when it comes to your friends, and when they're in trouble and when you're in trouble now, it's no longer a joke. Any challenges becoming Kyle? Not really. Actually, there's a scene in this movie where I have to walk up to the front desk, and there's these two very attractive girls that work at the front desk, and I was friends with them, and we really did have a good connection. But I had to come up and improv this whole thing where Kyle comes up to the desk and tries to be all smooth and tries to hit on both of these girls and get both of these girls to go out with him, and just completely fails. It crashes and burns, but he still thinks he did a great job. So for me to actually have to be comfortable enough to not only not be shy and not do the thing that I normally do, where I don't really do that. I've never walked up to a girl and started, hitting on her, but to do that and act like I could do it and to kind of face that was a bit of a challenge for me because I was terrified. I was like, I've never done this before. I don't know how to hit on a girl. So I literally went into the back of my head and I was like, all right, while you were sitting at a bar or sitting in a place and you watched this happen, and because everybody has watched it happen where a guy has gone up and hit on a girl. Where's a moment where this actually happened for you and you've watched it and seen it? And I literally went to every college party that I ever went to, every moment at the bar, everything that I've ever seen. And I was like, what is the most cringiest guy you've ever seen? Be that guy. And I walked out of that door and up to that front desk as that one guy. And that scene is really what you got. So that was really one of the challenges that for being Kyle. That's, if anything, that was really what it was. Just being able to get rid of your sort of noble self, throw that nobility out the window, because Kyle doesn't really have nobility. Are you serious? How do I feel about the final cut of the film? Are you out of your mind? That's like asking me how do I feel about my firstborn child. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I being a part of the process of watching that whole thing get put together, of being like, you're in front of the camera, you're not caring so much so about how or where the camera is or what the shot necessarily is looking like while you're doing it. You're in that scene, you're in that moment, so you're not thinking of, oh, there's a camera over there, oh, there's a camera over there, there's one from behind this guy or behind your shoulder or whatever. So I was just very impressed with what Sal was able to do by himself, basically. Editing the film by himself, handling the redubbing of lines if necessary, and which was necessary. And it was I'm very satisfied with it. I think it's fantastic.